Welcome to my channel. My name is 24K. Hey, and if you are new here, welcome to the family. So today I decided to do a get ready with me and talk through. I saw a special on Netflix. It was the Kim Kardashian and the David Letterman interview, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about it. So I'm going to do my makeup and I'm going to talk. I tried to do this a few times and it didn't end up the best, but this time I think I got it. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, everything that I used on this look will be down in the description box. So let's go ahead and get started. I bought this palette a while ago and I'm just getting around to using it. I think I've used one or two shades in here before, but I haven't really got into it. So let's go ahead and get into what we're talking about. So I don't know if you guys know who David Letterman is. He is a late night talk show host. I'm not sure if he still does it, but he has a Netflix special going on right now. And so basically he's doing what he does. He interviews people. And I ran up on this interview that he did with Kim Kardashian. Now, I am not a big Kim Kardashian fan. I wouldn't say that I follow her, but she's a beautiful woman. And I think back in the day, you know, like in the early 2000s, I used to love how she did her hair. And it's kind of how I kind of love the side, the middle part and then down. It was just so pretty to me. Kim Kardashian comes in and she's wearing this gorgeous yellow dress. It just looks so beautiful on her, and I think yellow is one of the colors that just look beautiful on olive tone all the way up to deep dark tones. And her shoes were popping too. I literally I saw the shoes and I was like, oh my gosh, they were just so cute. And her hair was really cute too. You know how everyone's having that, doing that ponytail and then it's a long ponytail? Y'all, she looked very stunning. So she sits down and, you know, they start talking. And basically the Kardashians became famous or known initially because of her father, Robert Kardashian. He was a lawyer. He was also O.J. Simpson's best friend. So at the time when, you know, the whole situation had happened with O.J. allegedly, you know, killing his wife, he came out of retirement to help his friend. And it caused a big rift in her family because not only was O.J. Simpson her dad's best friend, but Nicole Simpson, his wife that he allegedly killed, was her mom's best friend. So think about it, her dad's best friend is accused of killing her mom's best friend. Isn't that crazy? So her mom really felt that O.J. Simpson was guilty. So at that point, I believe that they were already in the process of getting a divorce, if not already divorced, because there was a picture that they showed of Kim and her then stepfather on vacation with her mom and the Simpsons, both Nicole and O.J. So at that time, you know, her mom had moved on. So I think, you know, that divorce was probably already finally over, or hey, that's none of my business. Most of the times, a lot of divorce proceedings are not exactly peaceful. So, you know, there's years that go by that there's just this rift between, you know, and then when there's kids involved, I'm sure it was just really crazy. A divorce is not something that's easy for anybody, especially the children. She was just talking about how awkward it was with her dad representing OJ. Basically, her mom, you know, of course, felt away because, you know, she felt that he was allegedly guilty. At this point, I think we all know how that ended up. While O.J. Simpson was in jail, I guess before he had the official court date, he called her mom's house. And she said she remembers her mom just getting so upset and yelling on the phone, you know, at OJ. And that makes me just wonder, what was he calling her about? At this point, there's really nothing to really call her about. I don't know, but we'll probably never know. But she was just saying how mad her mom was. So Kim also said that there was a point where when the verdict had already been given and OJ was basically declared not guilty, her dad called her and was like, hey, you know, y'all come over here. We're having a party for OJ, you know, a victory party. And, you know, she's living with her mom. So, you know, how awkward that must have been. She didn't go into detail, that part. But I'm thinking, how awkward is that? Okay, mom, we're about to go to a party to celebrate someone's victory that you think is guilty. You know, and to the extent of what the charges were. It's been years. I believe I was like in elementary school when that happened, but I haven't done a lot of research on it. I can just go by the little things that I do remember, and I honestly don't know. Like I don't know. I don't have an opinion. I'm just basically, you know, just stating what she said. Put yourself in her shoes. 13, 14 years old. And your parents are already going through this divorce and something like that happens. Like, do you pick a side? Who would you show the most loyalty to? Put yourself in the place of a 13, 14-year-old, not an adult that probably knows some information about the case. Like, what would you have done? Whose side would you have been on? Would you have gone to the party that your dad was throwing? They were with their mom sometimes and they were with their dad sometimes. So I can't say that she was wrong for going to the party. You're a 13, 14-year-old. But I honestly think that if her mom had made a fuss about her going, about them, celebrating this decision, Chris is her mom. Chris would have been the one that looked bad. Yeah. So this is super pigmented. So the next thing that was brought up was like Kim Kardashian's endeavors in becoming a lawyer. I think it's called practicing reading the law. That's what she said. She's like an apprentice to a lawyer, and she takes little tiny exams that are like the bar. And when she's done, she'll be able to what they call read the law. Now, I'm not sure if that will make her a lawyer or not, but I'm not sure. I'll probably go back and watch it to see or look it up. But now a lot of people were really skeptical about it when she, said that that's what she was going to do. And I'll be honest, I was too. I was like, okay, yeah, here it is. I feel like as long as it's on the up and up and it's legal and it's not like, oh, she's just getting privilege because of her status, then I feel like, it should be okay. Like, what do you guys think about it? So basically what she's been doing, and she doesn't necessarily need a law degree to do this, but what she's been doing is basically focusing on prison reform. The first woman that I actually heard about was Cyntoia Brown, and Cyntoia actually has a show on Netflix, and it shows, it's documenting basically her trying to get one of her appeals. And this is very interesting. It was a case of sex trafficking. Like I think she was like maybe 14 years old. She was really young, but she claims that it was self-defense and she was found guilty. If you ever have time or you're interested, go on Netflix. I guess you can just put her name. Her name is Cyntoia. And you can see her, because they actually did a film on her when she was like 13 or 14. So I know a lot of people have some issue with it, and I think a lot of it has to do with how people feel about Kim Kardashian and her family in general. Before her dad passed away, she'd probably seen him do a lot of, work as a lawyer. So I know I'm putting my makeup on really weird, y'all, but I forgot to put my primer on. I was like, ooh, let me get that before I blend this out. But yeah, so maybe if she hadn't took the entertainment type of route that she took, maybe she would have been a lawyer. Who knows? So what do you guys think? Do you think that maybe if she hadn't have gotten to the entertainment industry, that she would have probably, just went ahead and been a lawyer? I mean, that's something that, Kim Kardashian is the only person who's going to be able to answer that. But I know a lot of people have said that they felt like, she was doing this for the wrong reasons. Someone, using their influence to, to get a pardon from the president of the United States. Because I think Cyntoia ended up getting a pardon. I'm not sure. You guys, I don't know the details. Like I told you, I'm not a big Kardashian fan. I don't know too much about them. But either way, people have been released that were innocent. And I think that's amazing. Regardless of the motives, I'll let her deal with God with that. Let God and her deal with that. I mean, but, I feel like something that's done good for someone, regardless of the motive of why that person did it, it's good. It's good. because when it comes to that story about Cyntoia, I don't remember all the details, but I know she was a young girl. She was a teenager. She shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. Somehow, some way, she was placed in that situation. And in this country, until you're 18 years old, you're still a child. And no one in that situation won. Nobody won. But Cyntoia was a little girl. I think there was like some kind of controversy about whenever someone was released. I'm not sure if it was Cyntoia or not, but they were saying that, Kim Kardashian didn't do it herself. And I don't expect that she would be able to do it herself. She would have to consult some, actual lawyers, you know, with the process, because she's not a lawyer. She's hella rich. She's got money. She can basically do whatever she wants, but she's choosing to do this type of work. I mean, you got to give it to her for that, right? Okay, so the next thing that they really got into, which was one of the most interesting things, was to me, when she got robbed in Paris. I remember hearing the story about Kim Kardashian in Paris and all of her jewelry getting stolen, and she was robbed by gunpoint, this, that, and the third. And I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a hoax. Like, some of these celebrities, they're every other day, something so tragic is happening in their lives. In their mind, all publicity is good publicity. Even if they don't have an album out, even if they're not putting out any content, material, whatever, a lot of these people just want their names constantly being thrown out there. In a nutshell, she went on a trip to Paris for Fashion Week, I believe, and she got robbed. It was like a whole premeditated situation. It wasn't just like, hey, let's go rob Kim Kardashian. No, they had been following her on social media, watching all her moves. Every time she, traveled, left the country, they were like on her tail. Like, so they had been, watching her, following her, waiting for the right moment to rob her. And that's what they did, And she said she was just so freaked out. Now, it just so happened that when that happened, she said that she brought all the jewelry that she owned, which, equaled up to $10 million. Child, I don't even know if I would spend $10 million on jewelry if I had $10 million. I don't know. But hey, when you grow up like that and that's your life, who knows what you would do, So she was trying to say that she just wanted to look her best, and she couldn't make a decision, and she just bought everything. That's probably something that she did all the time, to be honest, because I don't know. It just sounds like something that she was very comfortable doing. The Kardashians, they live on social media. That's where they make their money. A lot of celebrities do. I'm just keeping it real. These chicks are making money, doing the most. But social media is everything to a lot of celebrities, a lot of people. I even know people, that I'm following now, and they have their own little online boutique. I'm not talking about the ones that open around tax time and then close up like 6 months later. I'm talking about people who are really, focused on their business and like really trying to like, make a living for themselves, and they only use social media. Like, social media has like really impacted a lot of people's lives in the best way. She was feeling kind of like guilty, not guilty, but she was kind of feeling some type of way about social media because they knew where she was because she posted all the time. They knew exactly where she was at every single moment. Not every single moment, but at least every time she posted, or if she was going somewhere, of course, she's going to tell her fans where she's going. And then on top of it, Kanye West had just bought her this amazing crystal clear diamond. I don't know how much this diamond was, but that was one of the first things that they asked for when they could barely speak English, but they knew. They were like, ring, you, ring. So they had already knew that she had her ring on her, and she had just posted, look what Kanye got me. She was saying that she felt a way about, social media. Like, she was like, social media just got me in trouble. But, what's she gonna do? Like, that's her life. I just think that I'm hoping at this point, she's kind of changed how she moves. Like, she had kids to live for. She had a husband to live for. She was like, oh no, take whatever you got to take because, I got to get back to my children. I'm sure she didn't appreciate her gift being taken, but I mean, it's that or your life. And you know, she had some kids. She has kids to take care of. I think this is the longest I've ever taken to do my makeup. What do you guys think? Are you with me when you say that like she should probably just be careful like how she moves, and not just for her, you know, like anybody. I've seen people, you know, that I know, you know, in every other minute they're telling you where they are. I'm not trying to be funny, but like everybody don't need to know that. I'm here eating with my friends. You know, like you've heard stories of people like constantly posting where they are, and then, you know, people who, you know, is looking for them, you know, finds them, and they're like, oh my God, what are you doing here? It's like, because you post where you are all the time. Like, what's up? You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking. I promise. Interesting. So what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think about like her continuing to be so active on social media when she got robbed, basically, and basically she made it easy for the robbers to, you know, rob her. I just hope that she's doing better as far as having security and protection, you know, to kind of be careful what she's posting on social media. And if you are not someone who's famous like Kim Kardashian is, I don't see the point of like letting people know every single step that you take. Now, maybe after you've already been at that place for a while and you're about to bounce, maybe, or maybe a couple days after you've left. But I mean, please keep that into consideration. Like, social media can be a wonderful thing, but anything that's good can turn into bad really, really quickly. And this is an example of it right here. But overall, I enjoyed the special. I watched it twice, you know, just to make sure I got all the information I wanted to get to. And I skipped out on a couple things that she talked about because, you know, I don't want to totally spoil the whole thing for you. But, you know, I don't know. I don't care about spoilers. I'm just that type of person. I should have gave that disclaimer. Yeah, I should have. But anyway, this is the final look. Everything that I am wearing will be down in the description box. So if you want to check it out, check it out. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I upload every single week. So that's it. I love you guys, and I hope you guys are out there being safe. You know, make sure you're washing your hands and wearing your mask, y'all. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.
She loving the likes, she living the life, yeah. She Instagram famous, you know that it's dangerous. Baby, you famous, Instagram famous. Body on 10, your body on 10. Shawty, you banging, oh yeah. We gon' get paid now, we gon' get paid now, okay. We gon' get paid now, we gon' get paid now, we gon' get paid now,